would be torture. So, Thief, Diablo 3, and, well, anything else that I actually run on my computer without any technical glitches. There are going to be a couple of breaks in it.
I'm muting because I'm eating.
Up with some music or something like that. I might do collaborative game during it. It's an option. Maybe.
Mute.
I don't know yet.
That way there's not a whole bunch of background sound from this end.
And then take some more headache tablets and have a think. More of a think. That's the trick of finding the right games. Yeah. Really wish I had a more powerful computer so I could run more powerful games, but I'm skint at the moment, so I can't. Yeah, there's a lot of kit I want to buy, but hey, Travis, good to see you. How are you? Art isn't that hard. Not sure I could do 12 hours of games. Yeah, I need to start doing art streams. I need to get on GIMP and do the stat blocks, take them off World Anvil, put them on a PNG format. 30 more points. Stay on target. Stay on target.
I'm back, by the way.
Does anyone here know the command for giving someone channel points? You okay? Just saying, hey, we'll sit in the back of the room with feet up and pipe. Nice. Well, we'll be raiding Sable and Aaron's stream in a few minutes, 5-6 minutes or so, when they come up. They're playing their weekly Starfinder game. No, Pathfinder. But Pathfinder in space.
Oh, I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, sure. Go, Eli. Go for it, Eli. I was trying to find out what command to use to gift a viewer points, because I know Shy Red Fox was doing it back in Nano, but there he goes. Do you get the
I'm
30?
beginning to wonder if Taz fell asleep.
Hey guys, we'll be starting here in like really shortly. Welcome aboard, everyone. Alright, we already ate the pizza. Hey guys, we'll be starting here in like really shortly. Welcome aboard, everyone. Alright,
Now we have a party. We got Bob, we got Stretch, we got Esong, we got Daz.
got Eli,
You ready, Eli? Yep.
Travis.
Oh, is Travis in here? I missed Travis. Oh, there he is. Yes, he is.
And you can all contribute to the Light Up the Forge challenge again.
You got tissue over there,
Yeah.
babe?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Warlock. Of course.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Alright guys, welcome to our game.
Hello and welcome to Toy Soldiers Old School. This is episode. Oh, am I still mute?
Nope.
Yeah, good. Okay. Well, this is episode 33. I'm Diane Morrison, the creator of the Toy Soldiers Saga, and in this particular game, I play Celine Wintermist, who is an idealistic young priestess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy and then the Marines in order to see the stars in the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My pronouns and hers are she or they.
Von Vin.
Hi, I'm Ron. I play Von Bin Starsong. She's a, sort of a happy-go-lucky druid who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe, fly on starseed ships, which are amazing, and occasionally, kill a slaver by stabbing them in the groin. Her and my pronouns are she and her.
Lurik.
Hi, I'm Gareth. I play the part of Lurik. He is a no-nonsense gunslinger who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to help figure out who made him after his horrible accident when he was younger. Mine and his pronouns are he, him.
Staff Sergeant. Well, now Warrant.
A warrant?
I am Chris. I play Arian Mythicist. He's a grizzled, older, ex-enlisted, now warrant officer who is hanging out with these guys basically to keep them alive and make sure they learn how to do real work. Our pronouns are he, him.
Crowley.
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley. He is a Peacock, which is a cat-like race.
That he created.
Something that I've created myself. He he's mistrusting him most, but he's learned to trust the group of people he's with. He is an outcast from his own society for reasons he's explained. He hangs out with his best friend Yasma and joined the Navy.
And yours and his pronouns are?
Our pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Lieutenant Yasma.
Hi, I'm Donna. play Yasma Snowwind. I was an orphan and decided to join the Navy on a whim. Well, I thought it was a whim anyways. I guess somebody put a bug in my ear and I wasn't really realizing it. To join the Navy with my best friend Crowley. Now I've discovered I have a father that's alive and he's pretty high ranking to say the least. So that's pretty cool. And I've got sisters. I got a couple of sisters too, which is even more amazing. And yeah, our pronouns are she, her.
Okay, Lilas. I only do that to irritate you.
I know. Hi, I'm Siobhan the Writer. I will be playing Lilas Madrimlian. He is a she-elf who is from a military family. Joined the Navy because, well, expected of him, and he wants to create his own division for intelligence. My pronouns are she, her. Madrimlian's pronouns are he, they.
All right. I think that's everybody, isn't it?
Except me.
And the Game Master.
And I'm Aaron. I play the part of the Game Master. And I also play the part of Ruavel Sunfall, who is a bit of a Pratt nobleman who's learning to be a bit of a gentleman.
Yep.
An officer and a gentleman. Alright.
Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. This is pretty amusing. The Varangians are at the gate, and as Chris reminds everyone, we have plenty of grape left. Grape shot, that is. Prepare to repel borders. All right, gang. Do we have a raffle going tonight?
Yeah.
Because
awful.
last time we made a level, and that is how we work. The raffle is for one of the 2 novellas that have been written in the Toy Soldier Saga. You may pick whichever one you want. One of them is an erotica romance, and the other one is an action drama. They take place in this universe, and I am going to start the raffle now. So
you enter
let's
by
see.
entering !raffle. Even if you want to enter and give it to somebody else as a gift, that's fine if you already have the novella or whatever. Right? But, you know.
Did the raffle start, or do I have to press it again because it's being dumb? It didn't say it started. Okay, it's being dumb. Fine.
No waffles. What the hell?
No waffles. Okay. There we go. That should be starting
There we
now.
go.
Glad to see people joining the raffle. Now then, a reminder too that those of you who have not been on our stream earlier today, we have started a new community challenge. You probably see it if many of you already contributed to it. But for those who don't know, a bunch of us, including a bunch of the folks in the chat, Dinosaur Bob, DM Stretch, Kahuna the Elder, who am I missing?
Thanos.
aka Game SGM. That's his channel name, and go follow it if you haven't followed it yet, because he is not yet an affiliate. Right, Game SGM. Right, if each of us gets 100,000 channel points, then we will
Do a
join forces and do a community live stream where we create a one-shot adventure for you. It will be fun. I'm really excited about doing this. We're nearly at our required 100,000 points, right? But make sure you support everybody's streams. So, yeah, Gamez apparently needs 31 more followers to make affiliate. He's a brand new streamer. I guess we're helping him get his name out there, which is fine by me.
Yep.
All right. Intelligence officers report there, Game Master.
Yep. I will turn off the music.
Intelligence log supplemental. We are sitting in Carthen. Well, some of us are. We've decided to split up the party. Some are staying to spend time with Selnar. Some have gone off to the market. And some of us have gone down to Soltovus Nearest to see family.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe...
And I believe that that's where we were going to start this time. The
That's
Soltovus Nearest trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was Madrimlian, Ruavel, and I think it was Lurik.
Yeah.
Xerxes Lurk went with
Right.
went to the market, said he would.
So that
got on.
Ruavel and Crowley weren't alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to find my bloody Port City stuff.
Good shot, Stretch.
There we go.
Stretch is an amazing moderator. I was like, oh, I wonder if DM Stretch is going to get the bot before it even finishes loading on my screen. And sure as shit, that is what happened.
Yeah, if Stretch doesn't get it, I usually do. I looked up, saw it, and all of a sudden, bang, it's gone. It's like, okay, never mind.
I know he's amazing at it.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, you take the pinnace and you fly down to Soltovus Nearest with Xerxes and who else?
I'm afraid I don't remember who was in that crew.
I think it was Arden.
Yeah, I think it's Arden.
Yeah. But Arden has decided he's going to lock himself in the
Shitter.
today.
Arden's got the wormhole runs.
Oh.
Yeah.
First
Sure.
one, that'll happen.
That just became a thing. Now when winter requires a condition article. That's great.
Traveling through wormholes can give you the screaming
Actually,
shits when you get to the other side.
That's right.
Well, maybe something came up with his granddad or something, and he's too busy dealing or something. Who knows? Or he's behind on sleep and slept through his alarm.
I know.
All sorts of things could have happened.
You don't have to make excuses for him. He's good at making excuses for himself.
Yes.
Actually, the reason why I don't have him more pissing me off is because he doesn't make excuses. He just says, "I'm sorry, I screwed up." Right? So.
Okay, so they were supposed to go down together. Is that the point? But
yeah, but Xerxes is there, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. As long as nobody's going anywhere alone.
Yeah. You bring the pinnace into land at your dad's dock. He's got a pinnace landing at your house. At your tower.
Daz, you're hilarious.
I'm sorry, I just saw Daz's comment, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Yep.
Yep.
I gotta remember my brother's name. Oops.
Lieutenant Alessander will go with them as well.
Yeah. Okay.
This is his home too.
Yep.
He's probably here to visit his mother.
That works.
Sure.
Lieutenant Alexander Tremaine is an NPC that I play. For the record, I'm an assistant storyteller, and
Yeah.
he's actually a PC in another game that we've played. So
Yeah, he's just an NPC in this one, so.
yeah, that's right. It's not his story. This is their story.
Yeah. But he asked to join you anyways, and says he's. Well, you know he's got family here.
Yep.
He's only slightly older than you guys.
Yeah.
Yep. So he thanks you and heads off down the dock and out the side gate.
Yeah, yeah. And he says, perhaps we should meet up later and have dinner or something.
That might be an idea.
Do you have a favorite tavern you like to visit?
Oh, it's been so long since I've been here, I don't remember what the taverns are.
The only one that will actually even serve you is the Rose and Thistle.
Yeah, Rose and Thistle.
Ah, yes, of course, he says. Forgive me, I forget the prejudices of this place sometimes. It's been a while since I've been home, too. He says, for the record, I don't share them, he says.
Yeah, I didn't think you did.
By now,
Yeah.
he says.
Cersei's nods. Yeah, we know that.
Yep.
So am I going to get into like a fist fight going into the Rose and Thistle, he says?
Well, what does Alexander know about it?
It's the bar for the non-Alfar that live here, basically.
You may get a couple of odd looks. People will think you're slumming it, he says. But I don't mind that. Worse places, he says with a grin, and gotten in the occasional fight about it, I suppose. And we'd be honor bound to defend you if you did get into a fight, after all.
I know. Look, if we get into a fight, let's make sure that it's over the fact that we're shipmates and not over the fact that who I am, he says.
I think you intended to announce it.
You're a sunfall. Who cares?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, he says. Your secret's safe with me. Since we're all on just a shuttle by ourselves, or a pinnace or whatever, he says, your secret's safe with me, Your Highness, he says.
I'm aware.
And so is that of your friends, he says.
I believe you, Alexander. Thank you.
That you are, for whatever reason, chosen to serve with us, he says, and I don't think that revealing that piece of information would be good for anyone, he says. We're either going to get into fights, or we're going to have to deal with ambitious political situations, shall we say. Both, he says.
Likewise.
Ambitious political situations. You have a talent for understatement.
He says, well, I was raised as an Elfar, sir, he says.
He says, your family is really well known in the galaxy as druids. He says, come from a long line of them, I'm given to understand.
I'm quite pleased to have had that opportunity for the training because I love it, he says. He says, I went through a stage where I was resisting the stereotype, he says, but I take too much joy in living things, he says. I'm writing some books. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, actually. It's silly, he says. I've just gotten started, really, but I'm trying to catalog a lot of the creatures of the void, he says.
That's cool. You owe me a beer.
You think so, he says, looking encouraged by this.
Yeah, I think it is cool.
I'm pretty sure Vonvin would love to read it as well.
Sure.
Well, if you see anything unusual, then please let me know, he says, so that I can make notes and examine it.
Creature-wise?
creatures,
Plants.
flora, fauna, anything, he says.
Sure. He says, how old's that oak? He says, indicating a tree.
How old does he estimate it is?
You've never seen it before. Wasn't here last time you were here.
This wasn't here last time I was
And
here,
it's gotta
he
be
says.
300 years old.
And it looks like... Can we stop? He says.
Yeah?
Would you mind?
No?
You bring the pinnace down on the street.
Brings the pinnace down on the street. I believe he's the only qualified pilot among you, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He says... Actually, he says, no, we're going to have to dock first, and I'm going to have to come back, he says.
Yeah, I'd like to come back too.
Yeah, that's no problem. We'll dock, and we'll come back
I'd
here.
be delighted, he says. All right, then.
What was that there, Drumlin?
I said, we'll dock, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah, they are very wide streets, actually,
Yeah.
Daz. There is enough room to land the pinnace here on the street, although it
Oh,
would
yeah.
create a bit of an obstacle and somebody might complain.
Yeah, but if they see the pilot's in Alpha, they might shut up, too.
Not likely, because they're probably an Alphar, and
Good point.
being an Alphar and having 3 copper will get you a cup of coffee in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a she and having 3 gold to get in a cup of coffee.
Only in an Alphar bar, but yeah.
Yeah, so they'll head to the docks,
Yeah.
the harbor.
Well, his dad has a pinnace docket at their house.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that'll-
so we'll
At
their
we'll
tower.
stop there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a long story short. You guys head back there. Your mom's not in at the moment there, Lilas. Nor is your brother, because he's probably with your mom.
Yeah.
Your brother's what, like 20?
Yeah, but that...
So about
Okay.
the equivalent of 10?
Well, the equivalent of
More or
about
less?
6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
6 to 8.
6 to 8, yeah.
Like physically 6 with the mind of an 8-year-old.
Whereas my sister would be probably about 34 by now if she'd survived.
Yeah. So you guys head over back to the tree, yes. You see Alessander's mom there.
Ah. Mother, he says. Good to see you.
Turns to look. Oh. Alessander. You're on leave?
Temporarily, a couple of days. We're on our way to Draconia, he says.
Ah.
He comes over and he, takes her
Yeah.
hands, which is about the amount of physical affection that Elfar typically show in public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she leans in and kisses him on each cheek.
He grins.
I missed you.
I've missed you too, he says. I would like to introduce you to some of my shipmates, he says.
She says, I believe I know this young man. Isn't this, Madrimlian? I can't remember your first name.
Thank you.
No one ever uses it anyway. This is Lieutenant Madridlian, he says.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant.
Marine. Well, actually, she can tell that because he's probably still in his uniform.
Yep.
And this is he a lieutenant now,
No,
or is he still
midshipman.
midshipman?
He's still
And this is midshipman Xerxes Sunfall, he says.
Yes, pleased to meet you. Pleasure's mine.
Keep you guys note, by the way.
Mm-hmm. She says, you don't have the Sunfall's patent red hair. No, I think I'm a throwback to ancient days when we were good looking. He says.
I couldn't help but notice this tree when we came in, he says.
Lovely, isn't it? She says.
Spectacular, he says.
It's still a baby.
He raises an eyebrow. Is this what I think it is, he says.
She nods.
Oh my, he says. It's a tree of life, he says to his friends.
Oh.
It must be.
Mm-hmm.
Just a sapling, he says.
Taken from the tree in Cimarron.
Oh, how wonderful, he says.
She gave it up.
To restore the one that was destroyed. That's fantastic. He has a beaming grin now.
So was it a seed or was it a graft?
A graft, she says.
Nice.
He goes up and, takes a closer look now.
Yeah, as you get
know,
close,
he-
you realize it's not actually an oak. Right?
Yeah.
Its skin is too perfect.
Right. And looking close, now we see the hexagonal crystalline patterns in its bark and leaves that it's known for. Tree shenanigans, says Daz. Yep. Magic elfie trees.
Yep.
Chocolate?
Now you have my attention, E-Song. Chocolate.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there staring at the chat.
Hey, I'm just thinking that I thought LDS weren't supposed to eat chocolate.
Since when? I never heard that.
Caffeine.
Oh, yeah, I suppose the really devout ones don't.
I just bug her about all these things, eh?
Yeah.
Tell her, have a cup of coffee.
You know what the response is to this E-Song? I'll arm you. You tell them that you thought all pagans were vegetarians. Or vegans. Aren't you one of those tree huggers?
But technically, would a tree hugger eat a plant?
Yes.
That just seems wrong.
Carrot juice constitutes murder. Yeah.
Broccoli screaming this.
I hear the screams of the vegetables. Anyway,
That's the
sorry.
first
Yeah,
doing
he's exactly
farmers.
free, so he's not paying any attention to you guys at the moment because he's absolutely fascinated by it.
Oh, that's okay.
Did you see what you saw just put in the chat?
Yes.
I may have accidentally bought $70 worth of truffles after I was high on pain meds. And on the decision. That is hilarious.
And where was your babysitter? Who left you alone with $70 in a truffle shop?
Tried really hard to just get me home, but was unsuccessful.
Okay.
At least he made a valiant effort.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Exactly.
Yeah, if only all that tasty. I agree with you, Rowan. Next week we're going to be doing some reconfiguring to the video display, by the way. I've been hard at work making character images for us in Hero Forge. I'm going to attach them to our nameplates so that they're easy to move around and frame the windows, but we may also move it over so that we can have a group picture of the party in their uniforms. And I might encourage Aaron to put up a chat window space so that the chat shows up in the video.
Yeah, I might do that too.
This will be better for our YouTube viewers because this way we won't have to read off the chat in order to respond to it.
Right.
Because we respond to the chat, right?
Right. Anyway.
Oh, it's a great hospital. They care about their patients by having a chocolate shop in the lobby.
Actually, that's sweet. That's neat because it's, I mean, when you're that, when you're experiencing a shitty time in your life like that, chocolate does make it better. Let's be honest here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang it.
There's always something to be said for intimacy endorphins.
That's right. I agree.
But can the patients call down to the chocolate shop, like room service?
Good job, like room service.
Yeah, no doubt.
Bring me 3 pounds of chocolate ice cream right now. Stat.
It's an emergency.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, so he's checking out the tree, is my point.
Yeah, and
Distracted.
Xerxes seems to be flirting with his mom.
Dremlin's checking out the tree, too. This way he can let Von Ben know. Because I'm pretty sure on our way back, she's going to want to stop and see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Meanwhile, at the palace, the ward's looking over at Von Vin and wondering why her ponytail's suddenly bristling outwards.
Get it right. Braid.
Braid.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay, as you're sitting there, you feel a hand on your shoulder there, Madrimland.
Alright, turn and look.
It's your mother.
Ah, Mom.
Jesus, Lilas.
He rolls his eyes.
I wouldn't have named you that if I didn't like the name, she says.
I know.
Oh, I beg your pardon. He says says Alessander to Lady Madrimlian, I guess it is. Right. I waylaid your son on the way. I noticed the tree and had to stop. Forgive me, he says.
She smiles. She says, "Oh, I understand." She says, I'm amazed Lilas made it back this far. She goes, "There's no books hidden in it, Lilas."
I know.
Alessander snorts. He's laughing.
Your brother yells Lilas and jumps on you.
Hey, Squirt, how's it going? Catch him, of course.
Yeah. I'm good, he says.
That's good. Haven't been getting into trouble, have ya?
Nope.
Ruffle his hair, liar.
Not much trouble, says your mum.
If he's anything like me, yeah, I know. If he's anything like Dad, oh boy, we're in trouble.
She says, "So, how long are you home?"
I got about 2 days leave.
And your father?
He's kind of back in, as far as I know, still in Peridot, Arianrod, area. We got
we
a...
acquired a prize ship along the way.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was sent to bring it home.
Yeah.
I'm afraid so, ma'am.
She nods. The life of a sailor's wife, I'm afraid.
But that prize ship was so easy to capture, it was ridiculous.
Well, I doubt they were expecting your bug suits.
Bug suits?
Gifted, actually, gnomish, spin dizzy powered suit, he says. Wonderful inventions, he says. Expensive, I imagine, but the Sunfalls provided it for their unit, he says. They were indeed very effective. The pirates laid an ambush. They went directly to the pirates and he says, Battle was over before it started, really.
Well, that's the way I like to hear about battles. She says.
Indeed, Ilana, he says. I agree with you, he says. No point in courting disaster.
Yeah.
I should leave you to your family, he says, and I should go and see mine. Have a good time, my friend. With your permission, we thought we might meet at the Rose and Thistle this evening, he says.
She says, all right. She says, I'll make sure the Lilas is free.
Well, thank you for indulging us, he says.
My pleasure, she says. Thank you for bringing him home to me.
Well, we were in the area anyway because our next mission takes us to Dragon Space.
Dragon space.
Yeah.
Oh. She says, there's a problem with Dragon space. It's full of dragons. Do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, she says.
Yes, I know. Dad quotes that all the time.
Right. It's because he's smart.
I don't plan on meddling in the affairs of dragons.
What are you guys doing in Dragon Space, or are you at liberty to discuss it?
I'm not currently at liberty to discuss it.
No problem, she says. She says, well, tell me what you've been up to. Tell me, is there a girl yet?
Mom.
Well, is there a boy?
No. There's a book.
There's a book. Oh, that's going to give me plenty of grandchildren, she says. This is your granddaughter. What do you name her? Paige? She says.
You know, I just might. But, no.
She says, no rush. You're only 50 years old. She says, I'm kidding
I'm
about
not 50 yet, Mom.
I'm kidding about the grandchildren part.
Besides, the one girl I did have a crush on is kind of, found somebody else.
Did you tell her you had a crush on her?
Of course not.
Then what did you expect?
How am I supposed to tell her I've had a crush on her since we were both kids when that could actually ruin our friendship?
What's more important to you then?
Our friendship, which is why I didn't tell her.
She says that it wasn't much of a crush.
Still hurt, but it's okay.
You should be happy for her.
I am happy for her. In fact, I kind of helped set them up. So when I saw she was taking an interest in him, I kind of made sure things moved in that direction.
She says, so? And then you got no right to be upset.
I'm not upset.
You had no right to be upset.
I was never really upset. It was just, oh, why didn't I do something before? Why? It's just the.
Well, she says.
I'd rather see her happy than ruin our friendship. That's the thing.
Okay.
Oh, this is my friend Xerxes Sunfall.
Pleased to meet you, Xerxes. Pleasure's mine, my lady, he says. And he bows and kisses her hand. She says, he says, you are Lady Madrimlian, aren't you? Yes. Then, I'm not a lord, he says. Well, I'm a lord, but not a lord, he says.
Yeah, for Madrimlian's benefit, what he's trying to say is he's not the lord of his house.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a noble, but he's not a lord.
Yeah. She says, well, thank you. Pleasure's mine. She says, I'm sure I owe my life to your son on more than one occasion, he says. Oh? He didn't tell me that there was any trouble. Well, we did sack a pirate ship. He said the Marines did that.
Yeah. I've been shifted to the Marines.
Oh, you're a Marine now. Well, you didn't say that.
Actually, I didn't say I didn't say the Marines sacked the pirate ship. Alexander did.
Oh. So you pilot one of these bug suits?
I do.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Takes some getting used to, that's for sure. Yeah. But the most fun is setting the charges. The breaching charges.
I'm not sure what that is.
Big hole in hull.
Oh.
Blow stuff up.
She says, well, I suppose you have to get into the ship somehow.
Exactly. There's no point in going over the railing when they can see us. That takes away the element of surprise. So, we breached the hull, we boarded, we took them captive. I think we killed a total of 5. Because they were stupid.
Well, I'm not sure that you need to kill them because they're stupid, she says.
No. We killed them because they kept coming at us. That's why they were stupid. We took most of the crew alive, including all the Marines. Because they were out in suits with bladders to try and catch our ship as it was heading into the wormhole.
I see, she says.
Yep. I mean, it's hard to defend when you're being attacked from behind. Well, captured from behind.
Your brother's just fascinated by all this, by the way. Did he use a sword?
Not this time. I use my brains.
You don't have any brains.
And what makes you say that?
He says, 'cause I has them.
Well, you'll get your chance to join the Navy.
Oh, not if I can help it, says your mother. I wouldn't have had you join the Navy either, but... She says...
Yeah, well... It is tradition, you know that, Mom. As much as you don't like the tradition.
She said, I don't. But that's between me and your father. She says, not between you and I. I'm
Right.
glad to have you home.
I'm glad to be home. I haven't had a chance to stop by the post office to check my mail, so... Otherwise I probably would have tried to get, a message saying we were on our way.
Yeah.
But... Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's for lunch?
She says, I just bought us some fruit kebabs in the marketplace, she says. I have plenty. She says to Xerxes, oh, absolutely, thank you. Yeah. She,
Okay, let me carry those for you. Sorry, Squirt, you gotta walk on your own.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she hands you the backpack.
Yep. Yeah, I'll take it. Grab my brother's hand.
It's a wicker backpack, basically, for shopping with.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll still
Alright.
take my brother's hand in mine.
Yeah. Cersei says, you want me to carry that?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I haven't been home in a few years.
2 anyways, says your mom.
Yeah.
It's a long time. You've changed
Really?
a lot. There's deep sadness in your eyes. Seems like you've seen something. Something that has taken your innocence.
More of drank something. I was working on an alchemical project and grabbed the wrong beaker. I didn't get my coffee.
You were drinking coffee in a beaker?
I was pouring it on my Bunsen burner.
She shakes her head. So what did you end up drinking?
You want to feel this one there, Xerxes?
Nope. You're on your own here, Bal. I'm right behind you. I got your back. He goes and stands looking away.
Cthulhu brain fluid.
Cthulhu brain fluid. She says, are you okay?
I'm fine. Picked up a couple interesting abilities.
I'm sure, she says. She takes you by the shoulders and she looks at you.
Yep.
And you suddenly get the deep feeling that she's looking inside you.
Alright, for some reason I'm going to subconsciously hit my concealed thoughts.
Okay.
Don't know why, it just...
She says, I suppose you're okay. Little changed.
Yeah.
She says, you've become psionic.
Uh-huh.
Well, you always had it in you, she says. She says, it seems that whatever you drank awakened that in you.
Yeah.
She nods. She says, it's not a bad thing, you know.
No, but then first week of nightmares was.
I imagine so. She says, and the nightmares have gone now?
They have.
Okay. She says, I'd advise you not to tell too many people that you're psionic. It tends to scare people.
No, the only people who know are my crew that I'm closest with.
Mm-hmm.
And you.
And your commanding officer, I hope.
Well, yeah, my commanding officer knows.
Okay.
My commanding officer is Celine.
She says, I meant your captain.
Yes, my captain is aware.
There should be nothing on a ship your captain is not aware of.
Yeah, no, my captain is aware. I don't think I've told Dad yet.
Expect him to be understanding, she says.
Oh, no, I have told Dad because he looked at me and said, you drank what?
She shakes her head. take it you won't be doing that again?
No, I've given my word that I'm not going to make coffee in the alchemy lab anymore.
Good, she says.
Exactly, Stas. Sigh spy.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Damn absinthe, says DM Stretch. That's great. Accidentally drank the hooch. Dad said earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm developing my snacks. They're just slow at the moment.
That's too bad, Daz. I was just reading the chat here for a second there. Daz can't use Sirenscape in her games because one of her players are hard of hearing, so she can't have background sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so you make it back to your tower.
Yep, make it back to the tower. I take it my room is still here?
Of course. I'm just finding a... That'll work.
A little bit of background noise.
Yeah. This is out in your garden at your place.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't hear it right now, but that's okay.
Yeah. So you go and put your stuff in your room?
Yep.
Your mother
Oh,
shows
so-
Xerxes to a room. You guys are staying the night, I take it?
Yeah, we'll stay the night.
Okay. She says, you're going to need a place to crash after you get back from the tavern.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just started bleeding.
Mom turns to servant. Quick, clear out my art supplies.
Yeah. I rented your room out.
Yeah. Hey, while we have a pause here, is Madrimlian right or left-handed?
I had him left-handed.
Okay, thank you.
Well, technically he's ambi, but he likes to use his left.
That makes sense.
Just because it messes with people's heads.
Yeah, so you stole your stuff, get out of your uniform.
Yep. Oh, civvies, thank God.
You come down, your mom's got bowls of fruit. She's taken the kebabs and made fruit balls out of them.
Well, that's fine.
With, like, triple cream.
Oh.
Because elves don't really get fat. Unless they eat a lot of sweets, right, Lonvin?
I was going to say, Von really had to work for that extra padding, but it sure cold, hard ground easier.
Yep.
Yeah, tell me about it. I have no padding. But yeah. Yeah. Sit down and enjoy lunch.
Yeah.
So how's your schooling coming there, Squirt?
He says, I hate school.
Why?
'Cause it's no fun. He likes art class, says your mom.
Hey. Art is part of school, and that if you enjoy that, then maybe you could help Alessandra eventually.
Do what?
Well, he's writing books on some of the flora and fauna that he's studying out in space.
Neat, he says.
Somebody's got to draw it.
I don't draw, I sculpt.
You sculpt.
Hmm?
Ah,
With clay, she says.
nice.
I'll show you some of his stuff.
Oh, I would love that.
Yep,
But maybe he should be the one showing it to me.
I gave it to Mom.
Okay.
Yeah, she shows you a few of his, well, all of his sculptures, because she's a mom. Right?
Mhm.
And they're not bad. They're proportional and stuff.
Nice.
They're sculptures of things like bugs and a cat, and you can tell what they are.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Imagine look at the cat and go, you know what? If you put it standing up on its hind feet, you'd have a pheanock.
What's a pheanock, he says.
Well, it's a cat person.
Neat.
Yeah, I have one in my crew.
Neat. Is he friendly?
Oh yeah.
Does he bite?
No, he doesn't bite. He likes to play with swishy pokies.
With what?
Swords.
Oh.
He's part of our Marine Corps.
Oh.
In the bug suits.
Neat. Bug suit? Yep, that's a technical term.
Yep.
Excuse me, sorry.
The swishy pokies. Those are rapiers.
Yeah.
Because they go swish poke.
Yep. So when we're on stealth missions, he's great to have along. Don't need to camouflage him. Just need to try and get him out of his clothes. That's the fun part.
Why would you want to get him out of his clothes, he says. Looking at you weird.
He has fur over his entire body like a cat.
Yeah, doesn't he get cold? Why does he wear clothes if he doesn't get cold?
He wears clothes so that he isn't confused for a cat, but when we go on some stealth missions, he'll gladly be confused for a cat.
Oh.
Well, people don't pay attention to cats.
Depends, he says. If there was a cat in here, I'd pay attention to it. We don't own a cat. He says.
That's true. Yeah.
No, you own a dog, says your dog as he walks in.
Hey, Scruff, how's it going?
Pretty good. Is your dad home with you? Sniffs you around a bit. Sniffs your ass.
No.
Cushy.
Ah, I didn't know they talked.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Well, Fey Dog is
Fey
what
dog
we
is
call
what we
them.
call them, and they talk in Elvish
Yeah.
and Sylvan.
Yeah, and I understand both, so.
Yep.
I wonder where I learned it.
Probably from him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's older than you.
Yep.
He's been around since you were a puppy.
Yeah. No, Dad's,
Yeah. He
returning a
stuffs his
prize
nose
ship.
in your crotch, goes, no mate yet.
Everyone's going to torture him about this.
I haven't found the right one yet.
No, he's marrying a book, says your mom.
No, actually, and he'll take his book out of. Excuse me a moment. He'll go upstairs,
Hmm.
and he'll get the 2 books he has recently purchased.
Mm-hmm.
The history one.
Yeah.
And the language. Like
Yeah.
the elven. I think it's Svartalfar? No.
Rualfar?
No, the Dark Elf.
Slua.
So, yeah.
Slua. I think I shit my pants on the last Slua.
No, because you had originally had it as Svartalfar.
I did. Now it's Slua.
I'll have to change that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
That's Sable. You can thank for that.
Alright.
Yep, Sable decided that they needed their own name that they call themselves.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, I'll fix that later.
New party plan. Take off your clothes and get sneaky.
Yeah, you know what? Esong just wants to see us all take off our clothes. What?
Yeah, not on stream, Esong. Not on stream.
Yeah, they don't let that happen on Twitch, I think.
Nope.
I'm taking the naked stealth feed next. It's Warlock. Says Chris.
Trust me, it'll look natural.
Nobody will notice. You all look so natural. Just claim to be nymphs.
And he'll come back with the 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Your Fey dog is now eating his food.
No, that's fine.
Arian is Fey-blooded. Yeah, it's true, he is.
Yep.
So, show my mom the books. These are 2 books I purchased recently. This history is about 6,000 years old, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, I don't handle it unless I'm wearing my gloves.
Of course not, she says.
And this one is the Sula Alpha Dictionary.
A Slua Alpha Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Who wrote that?
Selnar Kimone.
The Crown Prince.
Mm-hmm.
That's not surprising, I suppose, she says.
Yeah.
Well, you've been to Cimmerind. Have you met him?
I have.
He's a friend of
He's a
your
nice guy.
father's. And responsible for your assignment, too, actually, if I remember correctly.
Not entirely. It was, Captain Wintermist who made sure of it.
At whose behest?
Oh, you mean the my current assignment?
Yes.
Yeah, no, yes, he is. I thought you were meaning my ship assignment.
That, too. That, too, she says.
Well, he never mentioned that.
Probably slipped his mind, she says.
Oh, that's possible.
He is a friend of your father's, you know, eh?
Yeah, you mentioned that. He didn't mention that either, but then again, who wants to choose nepotism or favoritism to friends?
Yes, well, I'm sure that the Crown Prince doesn't give a damn who thinks he's nepotistic.
True. I've also met the Crown Princess.
The Crown Princess?
The, well, his daughter.
He has a daughter? I knew he had a son.
Yeah, he has a daughter.
Somebody's telling stuff he wasn't supposed to tell.
I'm not saying who it is.
He's supposed to be the intelligence officer. God damn it.
But I've been sworn to secrecy on who it is, and I can't go any further.
Ah, she says. So you did that just to antagonize me?
Of course. Hey, if you're going to antagonize me, I'll have to antagonize you. You know that, Mom. Turnabout's fair play.
Oh, you're not hearing her side?
Pardon?
Oh, her computer's frozen up.
Mine?
No, Diane's.
Oh.
I'm just taking a toke here, guys. Give me a minute.
Yep.
We have to wait for Sable to get back. There she is.
Sorry about that, gang. Looks like you might have to move things around.
Yeah, just 2 nameplates.
Okay, that's good. No, I didn't hear her side of the conversation, actually.
Oh, she was saying that she wasn't allowed to say any more than that, basically. And her mom and his mom said, "So you said that just to antagonize me?" And she said, "Yeah, you've been antagonizing me."
Okay, come on, you gotta admit that's fair.
She says, "I guess I will just have to ask him."
Huh? It may or may not get you the answer you're looking for either. But yeah.
Yeah, Dad says I can see it now. Get taken prisoner, worse torture. Talk or your mama will.
Yeah. The response is, you don't know my mama.
Yes, I've seen the movie Stop or My Mom Will
Yes.
Shoot.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Okay. Yep.
Even worse, we have your baby pictures. Talker will spread them around.
Yeah, I'm not worried about my baby pictures.
It's too late. My mom already did.
Yep. That's why I'm not worried about my baby pictures. Oh. So here's puppy tax.
Joy, the puppy.
Hey, puppy.
Aw, what a licky. Is she hungry? Licking your
No.
face?
She's not hungry. I just haven't paid much attention to her since I got home from work.
Ah.
She made me angry,
She did
so
that.
Oh, what'd she do?
she ate a book.
Oh. Who's dog sitting her while you're at work?
No one.
Oh,
I had a short shift today.
okay.
Of course, when I get home, she gets so upset she pees on the floor.
Yeah.
Without meaning to.
Yeah, of course. That's normal. She's actually doing it on purpose. She's doing it so you can smell that she's your puppy.
Yeah.
Because you've been gone for a long time. Like, see, I'm supposed to be here. I'm your puppy.
Yeah.
Aw. Poor baby.
No biting the nose. Yeah.
It's just as well you're leaving her alone sometimes. Otherwise, you wind up with somebody like Dancer. I can't leave him alone by himself for any amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah, when she gets older, Daz is right. That'll stop. The peeing on the floor thing will stop.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's doing it on purpose so that you can smell her urine and smell that she's your puppy.
Yeah.
Right. I know that Blue peed all over me when I came back from the hospital. All over my feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
he was a
Here you go,
3-year-old
other
dog at
puppy
the
cats
time.
while we're on break.
Hello, Dancer.
Okay, buddy.
Hello, Dancer.
I let you go back.
Aw.
He wants
Excuse
back in his
me.
comfy little bed nook with the fluffy blankie. There you go,
Round
bud.
4. No bite.
What a cutie.
Yeah, so anyway. Going back to the others now. The ones that we're going to... Okay, we had some that were going to the market and some that were going to see Selnar, right?
Yep, we started with Selnar, so now it's
Yeah.
the market people.
Who is going to the market?
That was
Crowley,
Roval
Rick,
and Lorik.
and Rubo.
Oh, okay. And were you going looking for anything in particular? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, Crowley had gone into it because he was getting the little boxes,
I got one of my pets.
the spring-loaded boxes.
Oh, he's getting spring-loaded boxes, right? Yeah.
Mechanical spring-loaded.
Yeah, you hired those from a guy already, yeah.
Yeah. Now, something I didn't mention before, and I thought of during.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being a little crank, to have it pop up and talk confetti or whatever out.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be a button that runs on a little release? It'll go tick, 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 and time out after 3 seconds and pop open.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can clockwork you a timer.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
Mm.
And I'm also looking for a stylish dagger.
A stylish dagger?
Yeah, something for Yasma.
Okay. How much do you want to pay for it? If you want it masterwork, it costs 300 gold at least.
It's a fairly simple.
Thank you. Yeah, a masterwork dagger.
Okay, so 302 gold.
Okay, just give me a moment. I'll mark that down on my.
Yeah.
Well, I need to grab my sheet.
What you looking for? Oh, he's in, isn't he?
Yeah?
Yeah. Is there anything else to do with your stuff in there?
No, you can just close it down. Anyway.
Young says, how do you know your DM hates the players? They don't round to 5s and 0s when they price things out.
Yeah. But at any rate, I wrote down the 302.
Yep.
Out of my stat here.
Okay.
And how much were the boxes again?
I don't recall what I said. I think I said 500 gold apiece, didn't I? Or 50 gold apiece it was.
No, I don't think.
I think it was 50.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was 50.
Yeah, 50 gold apiece.
Okay.
And that was because of all the
Okay, perfect.
modifications.
That works. I put down another 300 gold for off of my stash for those.
Okay.
All right, and I think that's really. Oh, and the dart shooter.
Mm-hmm.
How much was that?
Right.
And that was more of a expensive piece because.
Yeah, it would be
we had
about 350 gold.
350.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. We have 4105, and we only spent 952. So.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's all for what Crowley wanted.
Yeah.
There's still Lyric and.
Yeah, did Lurik want to pick things up while he's in town here?
Not really. I'm doing good on stuff for the most
Yeah,
part.
well, we got the extra black powder for him, so he's good there.
Yeah. It would help if you'd let him finish talking.
Of course, babysitting.
Were you done, Lurik?
Yeah, didn't really have anything to do there. I was just
Okay.
kind of going along so I wouldn't be left at the ship.
Yeah, and so that he's not alone. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ruvel wants to pick up some stuff in town, but basically it's like little like mini gifts. You know, a box of sweets, a pair of earrings, a bracelet. You know, some makeup, expensive perfumes.
I wonder what his plan is.
The makeup and perfume are for himself.
Yeah.
A question, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
The Fae folk, the fairies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, halfway prevalent in the world. Like, it's not uncommon to see them, and for them to have their own little shop and whatnot set up.
No, that would be unusual for them to have a shop. But for somebody to see them, for elves, that wouldn't be unusual. Right? Like, you guys did find that fairy that was living in the park. Right? At Arianrod. Right? And some places might have fairies
Or like very,
and,
just thinking if someone had a stand,
if someone had a witch?
maybe, and they had a stand, like a store at the market,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a little fairy folk has got their little stand on that person's counter because say they're friends or whatever. I was just a question, just a thought. But okay,
yeah.
I think then that's cool.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep an eye out for
fairies?
Yeah.
Okay. Lyric the silent babysitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so you guys go to the market, you buy some stuff, and then you head back.
Okay.
And in the meantime, was there anything else you guys wanted to play with Sonar there?
We did need to ask him for the signets and documents for the girls.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we needed to do. Yeah. Celine just kind of wants to, go hang out with him when there isn't a bunch of other people around, or
Yeah.
when he's not got some place he has to go.
Well, that's
right?
basically what he did. He got rid of everybody. So,
Yeah.
like, there's no servants around here or anything like that.
She says, "Well, I'd like the opportunity to get to know you a bit."
I'm afraid I'm a bit of a bore, actually.
Can't be more boring than Madrimlian. I mean, I love him, but he's pretty focused.
He shrugs. He says, "I suppose I have my moments." Canoodling time, says Dad.
Canoodling, is that what it's called? Chit chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. She says, "What do you do for fun?"
He says, "I read. I like fiction."
Me too, she says. Okay, I'll be honest, I read a lot of romance novels.
To be honest, so do I. He says.
Cool, she says. I don't know, I like happy endings, she says.
Yeah, me too.
Real life is not really quite as straightforward that way.
No, a lot of times there isn't a lot of happy endings. A lot of times victories feel very Pyrrhic. He says.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Whether they are or not, they feel that way often.
Yeah. She says, "You write a lot of books."
Yes.
"You like to study things?"
"I like to learn," he says. "I was once told by an instructor when I was very young to live as though you will die tomorrow, but learn as though you will live forever." He says he claimed it was somebody else. I don't remember who said it, but
right.
He says, "I've always
like good
credited
advice.
that to wisdom." He says,
I love that. That's
"So
great.
I do."
Good.
He says, "So I read a lot of books. I write a lot of books. I take joy in learning. I take joy in instructing. This is an academy." He says, "An academy of magic." He says,
"Any training for witches here?"
"Absolutely there is." He says, "We have 4 classrooms for witches."
Wow, really?
Yes.
"Well, I'm a witch," she says.
"Oh, that's excellent. I take it Lavather is your familiar then."
Yes.
"I'd introduce you to my familiar, but she's never around when I want her."
Who's your familiar?
"Her name is Newt." "I'll find her. Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back." So he heads out. Yeah.
Where was this, by the way? In his amazing library that I happen to know he has?
Yeah.
She kind of stands up for a minute and kind of noses around the books. Try to get a feel of what
Vonvin
he's...
in that one.
What was that there, Vonvin?
I said, Vonvin's in that one.
Yeah, she smiles at Von Vin and goes with her to check out the books then.
Yeah. And Yasma? And Arian, who's here?
Action.
Yeah, I'm wandering around taking a look at the different things and all the stuff that's in the room.
Yeah.
So sure there's more than just books in the library.
Oh, yeah. There's a few games, right? Table games, right?
So I'm just looking around.
Yeah.
Checking things out. Not opening drawers or nothing. It'd be snoopy.
And Arian?
I assume probably one of the table games is like a tabletop war game or something like that.
Yep.
He's studying that to see what tactics and stuff he can glean that the Crown Prince likes to use.
Okay. Yeah, a few minutes later, like probably 15, you guys have been looking around the books and the games and such for a while. He comes back in, and he's got a small reptile in his arms.
Oh, hello.
Jet black skin. Right? Yeah, she rolls over and onto his arm, and you see these huge butterfly wings.
A fairy dragon, she says.
An elf, she says.
I'm sorry, I've just never seen a fairy dragon before.
She giggles.
Arian grabs
If
Carrot
you
by the
grab
tail
those
and
two
drags him back.
into her, there's
What's
a
that?
problem.
Oh, he grabs Carrick by the tail. Yeah, Carrick was going for meal. He looks dejected and swims behind you.
Hi, I'm Celine, she says.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Newt, she says.
Pleased to meet you too. Extends her finger for a handshake.
Shakes her hand.
How long have you and my father been
I'm Von Sten's leader.
together?
What was that, Von Vin?
Extends her finger and says, "Hi, I'm Von Vin."
Oh. Yeah, she shakes your finger.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, forever." She says, "He rescued me." She looks at Sonar. He shrugs. I'm guessing 900 years ago?
Oh, so like literally
Yeah.
forever, she says.
Yeah, he says.
Neat.
Yeah, she says.
What did he rescue you from?
And from the giants that were going to eat me. I
Oh.
was an egg.
Scary stuff, she says.
Yeah, they were going to make an omelet out of me, and it was going to be bad. Because I was already a dragon. They didn't know it.
Oh.
Well, you're beautiful, she says.
Thank you, so are you. You don't look a thing like your father. That's a good thing. He's an ugly elf.
I'm told I look a lot like my mother, actually. She
If your
says.
mother's Deliana Wintermist, yes, you do.
Yes, my mother is Deliana Wintermist, she says.
Afraid I'm the one of
How
us is like
wonderful.
Dad, says Von Vin.
Oh, we have to... What's that, Von Vin?
Oh, Von Vin says, I'm the one of us sisters, Dad.
You keep cutting out on me. Something about my sisters.
Thing like my mom, who
Looks
lives in
most like Dad.
Oh, yeah, you're the one of your sisters that looks most like Dad. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. There's weird mic thing happening. Alright. She says, yeah, but you make that look good. She says, why you, says Sonar, starts tickling her. She giggles and blows euphoria gas in his face. He coughs and chokes.
his face.
Breath weaponed him in the face.
Yeah.
He was tickling her.
Yeah, gas.
He has this really goofy, I'm really stoned look on his face. Well, serves you right, she says, tickling me.
What was that you just blew at him, she says?
Oh, euphoria gas. My breath weapon.
Oh, okay, I see, she says.
He shakes it off. He's like, okay, you little...
She says, well, we're just getting to know Dad. So, hanging out. You have an amazing library. You've probably heard that about 1,000,000 times.
I wish I could take credit for it all, but I can't. To be honest with you, it's the efforts of a lot of us, the Adepts Council. She says.
Well, we were kind of scoping it out, she says. I see all the flora articles are down here, or the flora books. And all the fauna ones are over there, she says, indicating.
He nods.
And this one is about potions, she says.
Yes. He says there's a catalog system. If you come over this way, I'll show you. He takes you to a...
Oh, really?
You guys probably are old enough to remember them in the libraries. The old pull-out drawers with the
Yes.
things in it. Alright? With the cards in it.
Yep.
Oh, what a good idea, she says.
He says,
We should make one for the ship library.
That's a good plan, she says.
well, I'll give you a book. He says, let me think where I can find it. He digs through there and he takes out one of the cards and he starts heading through the library. Then he finds a book and he takes it out.
Follow him.
Right?
Yeah.
It's in how-to books. All the books are like how to do this and...
Cool.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
hands it to you. It says a guide to the Dragonstar library classification system.
Wow, that's great. Thank you.
Dragon Song, sorry. Library classification system. He says Carmen came up with that a long time ago. He says when we founded Cimarron University, even before that. And we catalog our libraries by it. He says if you go to any library that's owned by the Alarans or any library owned by me or my comrades, you can find any book in the library based on that system. He says.
That's wonderful, she says.
Madrimlian will be thrilled.
Yes.
I think relying on librarians to find things for him really bothers him.
Well, this library currently boasts over 300,000 books. He says,
Wow.
even I don't know
That's a
the
lot of
titles of all of them. He says, there are books in here that I have not read.
That's impressive.
Yes. Thank you. He says,
Amazing.
we, the Adepts Council, have worked a very long time for this library. He says, you're welcome to it, you girls, any time. He says, of course. Right.
Thank you. I am certain I will have occasion to take you up on that, she says.
He nods.
Yeah, says London.
Wow.
Yeah, he pulls out another book for Von Vin and hands it to her.
Okay.
Guide to the Growth and Cultivation of Star Seeds.
Ooh, says...
Written by Alistair Tremaine.
somehow I'm not surprised there's a Tremaine name on this.
There shouldn't be. He says, but I thought that book might be one you like to read while you're whiling away the days in space.
Indeed it is. That and tending my quackgrass plants.
Yes. And I have a great collection of novels.
Because how else do you use Entangle on rock? Oh, really?
Oh, yes. As I was saying to Celine, I like romance novels. I like stories with happy endings.
Me too.
I read them only very occasionally, and mostly because I find them a fascinating example of how people interact. I used to spend a lot of time in the woods.
Yes, I imagine you did. He says, I'm sorry. He says, you're an honest surprise to me. He says, your mother and I
Oh,
were
no
at
need
tryst
to
one night.
apologize.
He says, I remember very fondly our tryst, but he says, I hold no regrets of it. He says, I just didn't know that you were there. That's probably a good thing, because you'd have been brought up in the palace, and that would have been stifling
It's not
to
like
a
I had a
spirit
bad
like
childhood.
yours. No, I imagine not. This is probably better than I could have given you.
More vision than one elf ever needs when they're growing up.
Yes, I imagine.
Did you catch in the chat?
What's that?
Arian opens the let's see here, the G drawer, and hands Celine the card for the Gnomish Book of Love, the Gnomish Kama Sutra, revised, expanded, and updated, custom illustrated edition. She then kind of gets this, hands the card to her father. And she says, they bought me a version of this. I didn't really need it at the time, but perhaps now maybe I do, she says.
Couldn't hurt. He says, well, it can, actually. Getting into some of those positions makes me think that gnomes are much more flexible than I ever was. He says, and
Oh my.
She says, mine is... Oh, wait, I've got it with me. She digs it out of her bag and, flips to the publication date. Is yours newer? She says.
Probably. I think we got that one last year.
Oh, neat, she says. I wonder if there's anything... Well, I haven't even had a chance to explore this one yet, so I may come back and compare notes, she says.
All right, he says. You think no?
You don't mind, I take it, she says, that I'm, I mean, like, I book she. I'm with an Alfar, she says. You don't mind?
He says, I am a Rua Alfar, but I, for a very long time, thought I was a Slua. He says, any girl who had anything to do with me as a child, he says, as a young man, was in your exact same position. So, in other words, I don't find myself a racist, especially among elves. Not among anything, actually, but he says especially among elves. We are all one race, are we not?
Last I checked.
Yes. Well, according to some of the books that I've read, naturalists generally assume that if you can produce offspring and read each other's sexual signals, you're the same species.
That seems reasonable.
That seems like a reasonable thought to me, too. So,
okay.
Right? That being said, we're not all that different, he says. Maybe elves and orcs, I don't think they can produce offspring, but...
London sort of shrugs and says, I don't know, it always sort of boggled my mind why anybody even cared. Our ears are all pointed, we're all elves.
Well,
It
yeah.
always, just sort of boggles my brain that it matters that if your skin tends to be more iridescent or sparkly or darker or brighter, why does it matter? I don't get it.
I'm not sure I...
No matter what.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry, Asma.
I just said, yeah, we're all the same no matter what. We all have to eat, we all have to poop, we all have to sleep.
Pants go on one leg at a time.
Yeah.
Arian kind of chuckles and says, I always assumed it had something to do with the size of the tree growing up your butt, but
he laughs. He says, well, pretty much, he says. I think that they insert a pole into us Alfar's asses when we're young. He says, some of us get it removed, usually by a sergeant in a swift foot. He says.
And as for putting our pants on the same way, I guess I have to learn how to do it the noble way now. How hard is it to actually get the two servants to hold you up while the third one pulls up both legs at the same time?
Anybody tell you have to hang them on the bedpost and jump in?
Oh, Arian, you're hilarious, she says. It does seem that way, doesn't it?
That seems like an awful lot of work and indignity for a nobleman.
Well, I don't see any valets hovering about around Dad, she says.
No, he says, I keep a valet to help me pick my outfits, but he says, I put them on myself.
Okay.
He says, only because I am a crown prince and pretty much everything that I do is reflective of the Empire in some way. So if I don't wear the appropriate clothing to the activities going on, then I make the Empire look bad.
Right, she says.
The people of the Empire have provided me with clothing for all occasions. He says, I should wear it.
I like Daz's comment. Oh, and the fourth servant to shoehorn butt cheeks into tight pants. Yup. Fair enough, she says. And I guess you spent a lot of time traveling around and getting into adventures, so exactly bring valets with you, even if you were inclined to.
He says, I think that King Connell, he's king now, he was Connell the Barbarian. He says when I was adventuring with him, probably would have, probably smacked me in the mouth if I tried to bring a valet with us.
I believe it, she says. I'm pretty sure that Arian would glare at me until my face got holes in it. Not that I keep a valet, of course.
Right. He says, but you do have an enlisted men to iron a uniform for you.
Yes. Yes, of course we do, she says. And,
Well, besides that, it helps supplement their wages, and half of them send part of the money back home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guilty about not doing it.
Well, Von Vin kind of needs one because, well, she says.
He says, do you want me to assign you a valet there? Yasma? Von Ben?
Actually, I'm
That
really
would take
kind of good.
too.
My uncle, to make sure, Star Alvin, that I got appropriate classes in things that I would need. I am the first Star Elf amongst the Nunnehay from where I'm from for quite some time.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
To,
using Von Vin.
disappoint the tribe.
Okay, and you were saying, Yasma?
So that would take a lot of getting used to having someone actually like serve me. I don't think I could. I'm used to doing for myself.
Alright.
But thank you so much for the offer.
Well, he says, I was just uncertain of how much of the proper etiquettes you do know. He says, and don't think that I expect you to learn them either. I don't. He says, the etiquette you learn as an officer in the Navy is more than adequate to any situation. He says, in other words, your uniform fits fine for any situation that you might think you need a formal outfit for.
You just got to make sure it stays shiny. So I actually have a couple spare jackets and whatnot, she says, in case. Keep one to get shabby with working, and then, one as a
Yes.
backup and then one for dress, she says.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah, when I got my
example in
promotion.
this.
My sister was a good example in this, she says. Smiles at her. She says, yes, when I got my promotion, getting me a copy of the Gnomish Book of Love, and I think on the theory that it would embarrass me, she said.
Well, you were
Did it?
just a bit more sheltered then, ma'am.
That's true, she says. And to be truthful, it did a little. I hope I was pretty good at pretending to brush it off, she says with a smile. It worked. I was sneak reading my romance novels too, she says.
He says, so my collection of novels is over here in the fiction section. He says, done by author. He says, so.
Oh, neat.
You can find them alphabetical by the author's last name. Here. He shows you them all.
Oh, wow, what a collection, she says.
Impressive.
He says, so if you're interested in taking some with you for just light reading, go ahead.
Oh, I could trade you off my current badge, she says.
If I don't have them, I'll take them.
I don't like to keep too many with me.
Well, then you're welcome to leave them here. He says, this is your home, too.
Oh,
says,
yeah. I guess it is, she says, looking at her sisters.
He nods. He says, yes. He says, come, be at home here. He says, you have rooms.
We have rooms?
Yes.
I understand it's a jump to Draconia.
What's that?
I understand it is a very long jump.
To Draconia, yes. Yes, it is.
Actually, any passage out of Carthan is long.
Has something to do with the gravitation here. All roads lead to Carthan, he says.
Well, or as the Marines would say, she says, perhaps Carthan is the asshole of the universe. It sucks everything into it, but it won't let it out. Alpha asshole, she says, looks at Arian with a grin.
He laughs. I suppose if you put it that way, there has been their fair share of Alfar assholes in Carthan. Present client company not excluded, he says. He says, oh, trust me, I have been an Alfar asshole in the past. He says, I carry that regret with me every day.
Well, you don't strike me as an asshole, she says.
And wisdom comes from experience. A lot of experience comes from displaying a lack of wisdom, he says.
In that case, says Bonvin, probably is going to wind up really wise at one point.
Who's going to end up really wise? Who is going to end up really wise, Bonvin?
Crowley.
Crowley, yeah.
Crowley.
Those people are known for it, he says.
Oh, he's earning his wisdom stripes all right. Actually, he's a lot of fun. I like him a lot, she says.
I haven't known too many Phenok in my time, he says, but they're a superstitious lot. Be careful of that.
I've heard that. He says he can't go home because he's all black.
Oh, really?
I guess he's considered bad luck, she says.
Well, a great tyrant. His name escapes me. He says, I'll remember it later when I'm sleeping. Sit bolt upright and yell it out of the ceiling. He says, but, he says, a Phenok, an all-black one, was a tyrant, tried to destroy their civilization. They have a long-standing democratic civilization with direct representation. He says, and, yeah, a all-black Phenok. If I recall, he had yellow eyes, though. She, I think it was. Before my time, I just remember that it wasn't that long before my time, if you know what I'm saying.
Right, she says. I'm just double checking to make sure we're listening to library type background noise. I can't hear any of it.
Oh, yeah, I should put it on Arcane Library or whatever that is. Library of the Arcane or something it's called.
Is there elven bleach? Yeah, there's bleach. Bleach is a thing. She says, well, thanks for, I don't know, hanging out with us, she says. Letting us snoop through your library. And
It's your library, too.
oh, she says, don't tell me that. You'll never get rid of me. She says.
That's the plan.
Cool, she says. Okay. Gives him a hug.
Yeah, he hugs her back.
Well, I'm really glad
So
we've had
I
this
figured out
opportunity.
a very cool...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to tell Dad that I figured out a very cool way to deal with all stone cities and entangle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
This is
she
quite clever,
digs
actually.
out one of her pots for flat grass.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
flat grass. It
Yes.
grows through cobblestones.
Oh, yes.
So,
It
fling
grows in
first,
space.
then cast entangle. It's also incredibly hardy.
Yes.
It'll grab onto damn near anything given a chance.
Yes. Says,
And it'll work on a ship deck too, because I tested it.
well, that's because ship decks are full of enough nutrients that you could probably plant them on the ship deck. He says.
Yes, I'm sure my mother would love that, she says.
Probably not. He says, we didn't realize it, but we brought it up here with us when I brought Cimarron into the sky. He says there's quack grass that grows around Cimarron that's got to be dealt with.
Pigs. Pigs really like it.
Yes.
And actually, the
More
roots
pig.
can be used to eat, actually. They can be dried and ground into a starchy flour that's a little bit sweet.
I didn't know that. Neat.
And you can cut 2 crops of hay off of it in this season.
Also useful. I didn't know any of that there, Von Vin.
Well, that's why she's the druid.
That's right. Druid arcanist, but yeah.
Excellent. He says you've taken up the study of magic. He says if there's anything you need to know or anything I can help you understand, let me know. I've studied a lot of magic. A lot of magic.
I will keep that in mind.
He says I'm an arcanist too, he says.
Neat.
As well as a psychic and a scion.
Well, witches only really dabble in the arcane, I should say, but definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Arian will sidle over to Yasma and kind of whisper in her ear and ask her if she wants to go check out her room.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, go ahead. Can we check our rooms?
Sure, I'll take you there, he says.
I've never.
Yeah, he takes you to one of the side towers. Right? And
Awesome.
there's an elevator, which he explains how it works. Yeah, I don't have to explain to you guys how an elevator works. There's an elevator attendant.
Yeah, it's the old-fashioned kind with a crank.
Yeah, with the crank.
Which in our time is like absolute cutting-edge gnomish technology.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's neat, says Celine.
He says, to be honest, the wheel turns a great big wheel, which turns some smaller gears and such like that.
Right.
Which makes it so that it isn't difficult for the elevator operator to operate the elevator. But it can lift incredible amounts of weight.
Arian's like poking at the roof hatch. He kind of has a quizzical look on his face.
You want to take a look up there?
Oh no, we just always heard on Peridot that the Alpha elevators had a chamber band on top for music.
He says, no, we don't. Not a bad idea, though. Maybe I'll think about that, he says.
I would think a bard in a box would be more effective.
Bard in a box. Wind it up and it starts, well, music box, maybe. The raffle game.
Yeah, everybody enter the raffle if you haven't yet, especially you, Wither King, because you just got here.
At least if you would like to be one of the Toy Soldier novellas.
Yes, you got in when it first started.
All right. He comes out.
Yes, I'm interested in that too.
And I guess while we're walking, since no one else is bringing it up, Arian will mention to him about or ask him if there are any like identification or documents that the ladies need.
I was wondering
Oh,
if
I almost
anybody.
forgot about that.
He said, I was wondering if you guys were going to ask about that. The question is that your crew already knows. I don't want anything kept from your crew. That leads to problems in the future, especially with mutinies and stuff.
Right. Or I'm concerned, though, that it might lead to mutinies, she says.
He says, I don't think so, because your crew already likes you. You guys are celebrities on your crew.
Well, not all of them, she says. I don't think that Lieutenant Goldenbow is very fond of us right now.
No, but he'll keep his mouth shut.
Yes, he will. He's loyal, she says.
And the Goldenbows are loyal to the crown, if nothing else. Says,
Oh, Senior Goldenbow was somehow in that diamond smuggling thing. I just know it.
Yeah, he was certainly being suspicious. I couldn't pin any. We should tell you about that, perhaps.
Oh.
She says one of the earliest things we encountered just after our assignment was that there was a smuggling ring taking conflict diamonds off of Arianrod with slave labor, she says. And they were involved with people in the Navy. There were people on our ship who had to be purged from the crew, she says. I don't know that we got them all, she says.
He nods.
There was indication that the senior Lieutenant Goldenbow was involved, but we couldn't confirm anything, she says.
Most of the sailors were from his ship that were involved in depositing packets of conflict diamonds into crates that were being loaded onto ships for Peridot.
So either he was oblivious or complicit, she says.
I'd like to think the former, but then again, he's ship's captain. I don't want to think that I have any oblivious ship's captains. But then again, captains are generally one of two types. They're either hard asses, or they believe the best of their crews.
That's true. You're right. Perhaps it is the latter.
Right. He says, I'm sure that he has had to answer for it now. If many of his crew were the ones that got captured.
Actually, it was kind of sad. We actually had, like, elves with no home that were being, like, kidnapped and forced to work in diamond mines to the death.
It's awful, he says.
It was really horrific, actually, she says.
Yes, I imagine. I'm sorry you had to witness that. He says.
If been there, they might never have been rescued, though.
True. So, in that case, I'm grateful.
And the worst part is that these were, like, people that were sort of between jobs. They were camping in the park. The local city-wide people were going missing.
Really?
It made me angry,
yep,
says Celine. It made me very angry.
We all were. I can't remember how many guys I stabbed in the groin that day, but there were a lot of them.
She says.
She says, it made you angry that they were taking them prisoner, or that they were working them to death, or that they were homeless in the first place?
All of the above, says Celine.
She says, Well, I
Von
cannot
just
do
nods.
anything about the first two, but in the third case, he says if you encounter that again, let me know.
Okay, I will, she says.
Certainly real bad.
I know there are homeless
At least it'll
elves.
be easy to get a message to you.
Yes. Yes. Quite.
Yeah, no trouble there.
He says, I know there
Do
are
you get an
homeless
echo
elves.
when we're actually talking to you? I gotta ask.
Do I get an echo when you're actually talking to me? No. He says, I hear it as you say it, so.
Okay, I just thought I thought it just occurred to me when we say dad in the next 20 words.
It's kind of fun, actually. I never even thought of that. She says to Vonman. That's fun. Yeah, she'll
Just
poke
don't
at
torture the poor man.
What's that there, Arian?
I said, just don't torture the poor man and start the Three Blind Space Hamsters song.
Three Blind Space Hamsters.
Should not have suggested that to me. You should not have suggested that to me. Cecily, you should not have said no, Jesus. I would do that. She says, I'm just warning you. I'm sorry. I would.
He says, I could sick Newt on you. Newt
Jerky.
goes, he could.
Yes, but then we'd conspire to get back at him. Right?
Only after I got you first.
Okay, that's fair, I suppose, she says.
I'm a double agent. I can be bought, she says. Traitor.
I'll remember that.
So,
Actually have lots of candies, says Fonvin.
she goes, I like candies.
You did your honey drop. Here you go.
Thank you. She goes, ooh, I got
Pop one
candies.
of
I'll be
those.
right back. She flies off. Scrambles out of Selnar's arms like a like a cat that's had its tail on fire. And as she's heading for the ground, she sticks her wings out and flies away.
Anyway, Sire, the only reason I brought up the identification in documents is I can see some circumstances where, being able to officially operate as a member of the royal house may be very necessary.
That's true. He says, so do you guys want, signets, perhaps? A writ?
I have no idea what would be
He
appropriate.
says, a certificate of birth?
Signets
Yeah.
and the certificate of birth probably wouldn't hurt. And then that way, hopefully we never ever need to use them.
That's true.
To have and not need, the need and not have.
Mm-hmm. He says, well, the signets I can give you, as far as the certificates go, for any ones that would be recognized, you need somebody with a more of a clerical bend than me to sign off on it, and they would have to know your date of birth. They would have to know your exact date of birth and your parents' exact names.
Right.
He says, so if you aren't aware of that, the best thing I could say in order to get certification of birth is wait until you get to Alara and talk to Esteban.
Okay.
He says, but signets I can give you. He says, I have signets with your devices on them already made.
We have our own devices?
Of course you do. Bastardizations of my
Very
device, of
efficient.
course.
Okay, she says. Oh God, Daz has started now. People are quoting all sorts of those, earworm song lyrics in the chat. Well, I know Henry VIII and everything too, but I've become immune. That one I'm not immune
Just
to.
sit right back in here, a tale of a fateful trip.
Yeah. Don't start.
Good night, Stretch.
She says, but understand, though, if the ship is ever captured, it's our first duty to get rid of those.
Yes, eat them or something.
Destroy them, something like that.
Mm-hmm. He goes, I'll have my jeweler come up and size them to your fingers.
Okay. Thanks, Dad.
No problem. I had them.
There's like,
Okay, you guys talked over each other.
it just Dawn.
Go ahead, Dawn.
We could put the birth certificate's X thing that's coded so that only we can open it.
Yes, I can give you a coded box for it. A safe.
And here I was
Good
thinking
idea.
in the cases of instead of having to swallow them, if for some reason we needed to hide them real quick, it's too bad we didn't have a way just to send them back to Dad real quick, and then he would know that there was some big trouble.
Hmm.
Couldn't
Very
we just
well.
speak his name and say there's big trouble? Because
You
he's
could.
got that magical.
Yes, but I might not know where you are.
Oh, well, we could just tell you when we're
Yeah,
giving you the information.
hopefully. I've got an idea. He says,
If we get time, if we're not gagged.
I will talk to you about it later. He says, but
Okay.
these are your rooms. He says he opens up a area which opens into a large lounge area with big overstuffed chairs and couches and stuff in it. Right? A bar and some musical instruments. Right? A library shelf with a bunch of books on it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Right? And 3 rooms off, or 4 rooms off of it. Right? And it opens up onto the garden.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
wow,
great.
she says.
Right? The garden has 20-foot tall rose bushes in it.
Celine stops to smell them.
Oh, yeah. The
The
place
window.
just permeates with rose smell. Right? You know, the roses on the buds are as big as your head.
Wow. These are beautiful.
Because I wish I could take credit for it, but
That's
I can't.
amazing.
I just take credit for loving them a lot.
And
She
well, you
leaves
should. I
the
haven't seen one like this
door
ever
open.
before.
What was that, Von Vin?
And well, you should. I've never seen one quite like this before. Not that I've got masses of experience under my belt, but a couple.
He says, I need them for my rose water. He says.
Right.
He says, pampered nobleman, he says, looking at the sergeant, at Arian.
It just rolls
They
his
also make
eyes.
sandwiches.
He says, no, to be honest, I cook with it.
That makes sense.
I don't bathe in it.
She goes to the
Von Vin
bookshelf.
And Von Vin which?
Roses. Von Vin says, cream cheese, rose petals, and strawberry sandwiches, man.
Mm-hmm. You head over to the bookshelf, and what's Yasma doing?
A room.
Check out your room?
Bed and all that.
Yeah, you've got a big four-poster bed in your room. And he says you girls can sort out which rooms you want of each. They're all pretty much the same. Right?
Closest one.
Yeah, the furniture in there is like all oak and mahogany. Right? And like there's a big lounging chair in there and a lamp. Alright? The lamp, alright, doesn't appear to have an active flame in it, just a light inside of it.
Oh, neat.
Cool.
Alright? He says you can control the brightness of the lamp by touching it and indicating how bright you want, he says. Alright? It'll go from a candle to the brightness of a bright sunny day. He says,
Wow.
when it's a candle, you just close the blinds and...
That's amazing, she says.
He says,
Fancy.
Is it just straight up magic, or is there an actual flame of some variety that produces heat in there?
oh no, it's just magic. He says, in other words, yes, you can use it normal.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
He says, I'll give you a couple before you leave.
That's very kind of you, Dad.
He
Thank you.
says, it's simple. As an arcanist, are you capable of the 3rd level of magic yet?
Alfexis lights.
Not yet.
He says, well, when you are, come back and I'll give you the spell that I used to do it.
Neat. Yeah, I was checking out the bookshelf.
Yeah. The bookshelf is got a number of novels on it.
Nice.
So,
And I bet most of them are even romance novels. Romance novels and adventure
romance
novels.
and adventure novels in series that you were reading.
She looks at her dad.
What?
How did you know? She says.
Very little happens that escapes my notice.
He asked
With a
Mom.
smile. I asked your mother.
Ah, of course you did. She says. Well, this is very thoughtful. I didn't have this one yet. She says.
I'll take it with you because you're going to want to read that one when you're done the one you're reading.
I will, she says. Yeah, she takes out a couple of the next ones in the series she was reading and puts the ones she's finished back in the proper space.
Yep.
Shuts them down to the where, to make room where it should go and puts it there.
Yeah, he says, I'll leave you all to this for now and I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
As you can absorb, I guess.
Okay, Dad.
All right, I'll see you soon. He takes off.
You've got, things you gotta.
Yes, I do have duties I have to attend to. He says. So he leaves you guys alone in the rooms.
And I'm sure what happens is that Yasma and Arian disappear to theirs and close the door, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You're muted.
It's more
Fortunately,
like
we can hear you
Arian-
through Aaron's pipe.
Oh, you're muted, she said.
I thought I'd unmuted after I coughed, but I guess that didn't work. Anyway, I'm sorry. What did Arian say?
Anyway, it's more like once the prince leaves, Arian scoops up Yasma, walks through the door, and kicks it shut behind him. But yeah,
I know what they're doing. She says to Von Vim.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
All right.
my boyfriend is out shopping or something. Let's go check out the garden, she says.
Sure.
Yeah, the garden is full of butterflies.
Wow, she
Like
says.
1,000 different varieties of butterflies.
Oh, wow. I could spend days here sketching.
Me too, she says. Kind of looking around in awe of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
To have
Want to
record of
touch
them.
anything because you touch the butterflies and
Well, the
rip
butterfly
their wings.
lands on you.
Oh, hello, she says. Wow, she says.
It's got big wings too, almost the size of your palm.
Probably
She's
would
looking
like
at it.
some salt.
Like some witch?
Salt.
Salt.
Yeah.
It'll like
Oh, good idea, she says.
get off your skin, she says. But that's the most
Okay.
common reason why butterflies land on people. They'll even land on like dead animals and stuff for salt and water and really you think that they're all beautiful nectar eaters, but no, they'll suck blood.
I suppose that makes sense. I've always thought that moths are the butterflies of the night, she says. Other people don't like nights, but I do, she says. You better make sure, she says to laugh at there, that you double check which ones are rare before you eat any of them, she says.
Ooh.
Atta girl, scratchy.
She flaps off under a bush, comes out with a mouse.
Oh, well, that works better, she says.
It's juicier than butterflies.
More meat, she says.
Better protein quotient. It's like the difference between eating a cream puff and an actual slice of bread.
Right, she says. You know, I mean, it's not fair to say don't eat any of them. She's an owl.
Exactly.
That's what she's supposed to do, she says.
Yep, Karnak is
Well,
swimming
owls
around there.
Are you bored? She says to him.
Owls,
Or are you hunting?
Owls are which? They're Von
owls are more actually carnivores and insectivores. They'd rather have rodents and the like. They don't usually eat a lot of insects and really bad. Too much
Right.
work for too little
Gain.
nutritional value.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we just walk around the garden observing stuff for a while. You can go back to another group now if like we've had the limelight for quite a while, and I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish here.
Okay, back to Lilas.
Okay.
You guys were gonna go to the
Rose and Thistle.
Rose and Thistle. Yep.
Yeah,
Right, I'm going to keep my picture off here because, you know, it's not my character. I'm NPCing, so.
Yeah. Alright. You head into the bar. Alright. You and
Xerxes.
Xerxes. Who else was with you? Nobody. Right.
Yeah, Alessander.
Alessander is going to meet him there. Yep. And the piano player stops playing when you walk in. Ding, 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 ding. All heads turn to look at you.
He gives the.
Is Alessander already here or not yet?
No.
Okay.
He looks around, just raises his hands like, what? Heads over to the bar.
Yep. Slowly people start going back to what they were doing. How can I help you, says the barman. The barman's a she.
I'll take a strawberry brandy.
Strawberry brandy it is, he says, and what about for your friend?
Looks like Xerxes.
Buttered beer? An Alphar drinking buttered beer. Okay.
Don't mind him.
Hmm.
We're getting the pull out.
Yeah, he goes to the end of the bar and starts mixing your drinks. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, pouring your drinks, nothing to mix. Brandy and buttered beer, which is poured out of a pot.
Yep.
Right, because it's drunk mulled.
What?
It's drunk mulled? Hot?
Oh, mulled. Yeah. I thought you
Well,
said mold,
warm.
not mulled.
No, mulled.
Yeah. Yep. And a brandy's warmed anyway in your hand.
Yep. Except strawberry brandy is generally served on ice.
Oh, that's fine.
Like apricot brandy.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. But we'll take it however
And
it's
do not,
supposed to be.
whatever you ever do, get hammered on apricot brandy.
Yeah, no.
It is a bad scene.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
It goes down so quickly, you forget, you don't even realize you're getting drunk.
Right? And then you get the worst hangover you ever had in your life because of all the sugar.
Yep.
And not only have you a hangover, you have a sugar low too.
Yeah. It's a good thing Madrim only has one drink a night. Yeah, we'll find a...
Banshee hid
Wait.
your 2-liter of Coke, eh?
Yeah.
You get that in the chat?
Yeah, I did.
She didn't lose it. She knows where it is. She ain't telling you, though.
No, she's not. Last night she was attacking the empty pop bottles. Because they were fun. They made noise and they rolled across the floor. Yep, so get our drinks. Go find a table. Yeah, not a problem. So, midshipman, what do you think of my little brother?
What do I think of him, says Xerxes?
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Oh, that's cool. Think he'll join the Navy?
Let's hope not. Maybe he'll grow up and actually have brains.
Hey, I didn't really get much of a choice.
Well, you could have said no.
Have you met my father?
Yeah, actually, he's first officer on board my ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides the point, I knew him in court long before I met him on the ship, he says. He says, your dad's a fixture around the noble court.
Figures. Wonder when he'll get his own ship. I don't think he wants his own ship. I think he likes being the XO.
He doesn't want his own ship. He's been offered a commission twice.
Wow, that's rare.
Mm-hmm. Usually they don't offer it more than once.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So either he's done some really important stuff, or he's just lucky, or both.
The Crown Prince likes him, that's all I know.
Yeah, well, apparently they're friends.
Mm.
I'll have to talk to Dad about that. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he got his own ship, he'd have his choice of crew.
Mm-hmm. And probably assignment, too. He might
Pardon?
be able to get rear fleet and just be assigned to Carth and be home all the time.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that's
talk to him
when
about
Alexander walks in, all the music stops again, everyone looks at him.
Wave him over.
Oh, come on, he says. It hasn't been that long since I've been here. He heads over to the bar.
Tremaine, is that you? Says one guy from the bar.
What's his name?
His name is, Lethier.
How are you doing, Lethier? He says.
It says, didn't recognize you out of your uniform.
I suppose that's fair, he says. He's wearing very, simple druidic type, leathers and shit.
Yeah, my German's just in typical shrews and a tunic.
Yep.
Nothing overflowy.
I see my shipmates are already here, he says. I'll have whatever they're drinking, he says.
Oh, there's shipmates? One's drinking brandy, the other's drinking buttered beer, says.
Well, that's not very helpful, he says. I suppose I'd best start on the buttered beer, he says. Brandy will probably follow, and I'll probably end up being carted home, but that's neither here nor there. He says.
He says, well, welcome home, Alexander.
Thank you, he says. How are things?
He says, oh, business is good.
We've lost a Sable.
He says.
We've lost Sable.
Did you lose me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean you lost me?
Yeah, you fell out.
Thanks. Good. He says, now I should be.
Yeah, you're back now.
Ridiculous. Okay, so in the future, reboot my computer again.
Okay.
Since the last update. Sorry about everything being moved around again.
That's okay. It doesn't take much.
Alright, well.
Yeah. Yeah, by now people have gone back to their drinks and are not bothering to bother with you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad business has been good, he says. I'm quite pleased to see the tree, he says.
Yeah, your mother planted that, he says.
Ah, I should have guessed, he says. Of course. She didn't take credit for it, of course.
No,
Didn't
of
tell
course
me
not.
that. So how are the kids, he says.
He says, moved out. They've gone to the academy.
It's nice to have your study back, then.
He says, well, he says, I don't know. He says, you're a little too young to understand, but...
I still am, yes, he says. I don't have any children of my own, obviously.
Says, you'll understand when you have them. He says, is it nice? Yes. Is it nice? No.
Right, he says.
It's quiet around our house. It's a good thing sometimes.
I see, he says. I can understand that, I suppose, he says. Oh, he heads over to his shipmates, tipping the beer to him, thanking him, and heads over.
So, how's your mom doing?
She's doing well. I think she's quite happy. She's apparently been quite busy at the tree, studying and observing and making sure everything's going well.
Yep. Your uncle was there too, her brother, who's also a druid.
My uncle was also there, he says.
Oh, which one?
He's only got the one uncle. On his mother's side, anyways.
Ah, yeah, because that's what I'm just asking, because of
his father has two brothers, but...
Yeah.
He says that. I've just got the one on my mother's side. Huh. How's your family doing?
Good. My brother is a sculptor.
Oh, that's nice, he says. Artists are always important.
He's pretty good, too, especially for being only in his 20s, says Xerxes.
That's very early to take an interest in sculpting, actually.
Well, he doesn't want to pay attention to his schooling.
Ha, I see, he says. Well, I suppose you got all of that, he says.
Yeah, but he claims to have all the brains.
Yes, well, you're the older brother, he says. Of
course. And of course I got ridiculed for not having a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
He says,
and not just by my mother either.
Ah, he says. Well, my family kind of expects me to marry a tree, I think, he says.
Yeah. Mom expects me to marry my books.
He says... Well, normally I wouldn't ask the question, he says, but you brought it up. He says, how do you feel about this Ruavel character getting together with Celine?
Yeah, how do you feel about this Ruavel character getting together with Celine?
Actually, I'm fine with it.
Well, he says to Xerxes.
He says, no, I'm serious. Like, he says, this guy is moving in and you've known her for years, and you can tell when you look at her that you got a thing for her. I mean, she's oblivious, but...
Yeah, well, as I told Mom, I did sort of help get them hooked up, so...
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're good with it. Just trust me, I've hooked up a few of my ex-girlfriends with some of my friends, too. He says...
Yeah, well, I'd rather see her happy than in our friendship. I honestly would.
Okay.
All right, then, he says.
So... Of course, just remember, if he hurts her, I'll kill him.
There'll be a lineup, he says. We'll let you go first, though, he says. Well, I couldn't help but notice I am a red-blooded elf after all, he says.
Couldn't help but notice.
She's beautiful, he says.
Of course she is.
She is.
And kind and smart, he says.
We've known each other since we were 10, so...
What was that?
We've known each other since we were 10. So... I just never had the courage to say anything. And I do believe that, on the one night I actually got drunk, I let it slip. To her.
Ah, so perhaps she's no longer oblivious. Does that make it awkward?
Little. But, like I said, I'd rather see her happy.
Right, he says. Well, you might be a better man than I, he says. I don't know how I would feel.
Better man than I am.
I'll find someone eventually. Right now, I'm
sure that's
focused on my career.
That's not spoken like a man who figures he can't get a date.
No, spoken like a man who has plans.
Plans, eh?
Yep.
What are your plans? I've heard you make reference to this more than once, he says.
Our Navy doesn't have an intelligence situation, it seems like. We get everything secondhand, no foreknowledge, no...
Well, I'm sure intelligence works just fine. Everything's passed on to the Star Command when they need to know it, and... What do you mean? A dedicated intelligence branch, by the way, did not exist until the Napoleonic Wars in either Napoleon's army
or the British Royal Navy. Yep.
Yep. So, but that's what Madrum is saying as well. I'd like to be able to get... I know we're not at war at the moment, but just in case, it'd be nice to have some information of who, what, when, where, who's planning what.
I never thought of that. You're talking about what? A dedicated service?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, not that strategy's my high point, but that's not a bad idea, I don't think, he says.
So I really have to focus on proving that it's feasible to the Mithril before...
First, I'd work on proving that you're a good officer before you work on proving that your cockamamie ideas are going to be more than cockamamie ideas.
That's why I have to focus. I gotta establish myself first, then...
You'd be more likely to be promoted if you had a girlfriend. You do know that, don't you? Or a boyfriend. They like to give family men and women the positions of authority. Makes them more stable. Less likely they're going to rebel.
Makes sense.
Sense.
I just haven't found anyone yet.
Yeah. We'll keep looking, he says.
Well, I suppose we at least know what your type is, my friend.
Yes.
He takes back his butterbeer and salute.
Yes, breathing.
Yeah.
I don't know. He says, I never thought I had a type until I met Von Vin.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go always check out the other Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't really had a chance to really mingle with them much. Mm-hmm. With all of our dedicated bug suits.
Mm-hmm.
The Taken Type or the Oblivious Type, says the song.
Taken Type or the Oblivious.
Madrimlian's little brother's principal. There's a link that was put in the chat. Hilarious. The scene seems somewhat self-serving. Hey, I play the characters. Right. Remember that this was a PC, and before it was a PC, I'm just playing him younger, like before the time that I played him. So I know how he thinks. Don't worry, Celine has plenty of flaws, and I know what they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Xerxes has no flaws. Just ask him.
She's beautiful, gorgeous, oblivious.
Oblivious. That is one of her big flaws, actually.
Yep.
Naive is another one. Impulsive is a third. Not incredibly good in a fight. She's kind of a shitty choice for Marine, actually.
Madremlian's not much better. You notice that Madremlian and Celine usually sit back and
So Xerxes is Madremlian's type. Taken and oblivious.
Yeah.
Xerxes is a bit oblivious.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's also got a bit of a chip on her shoulder about Elfar. You may have noticed. I can't wait for the first Ruavel Celine fight. She has a cutting tongue, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, when we get back to the ship, we'll just have to do some mingling, eh? There, Xerxes?
Sure, I have a girlfriend though, and she's
I
hot.
mean, you can't be a wingman.
Oh yeah, I
Or
can
wing
wing
elf.
for you.
Unfortunately, they're more likely to go for you than me.
Who says? Does he have that attitude? You're right, he says.
Okay. Good point.
Yeah, you gotta have a good attitude. You gotta be confident in yourself. You gotta be...
I'll wingman for you. I'm unattached, says Alessander, and I'm nerdier than you are, he says.
That is true. You are.
I am, he says.
I was reading a book the other day. It said definition of nerd, and there was a picture of him there.
I believe it, he says.
Yeah, if you got to the definition of geek, it was me.
Geek, there we are, he says.
More like dweeb.
Them fighting words.
Those are sort of fighting words, you know.
But we're not going to get into a fight here.
No.
Look around, he says. There are a lot of lovely elf maids right here.
Yep. Here, I'll show you. He stands up, slams his hands down on the table, and says, "Who here would like to dance with my friend?"
Shoves him out.
Yep.
The German goes beet red.
There's a lot of laughter. And elf maid says, "I'll dance with him."
Sure. He'll dance with her.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have dancing, but I do have a decent dex.
Yeah. It's charisma, actually, that you use to dance.
Charisma?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Aaron is aware of this, by the way, but in Madrimlian's original backstory, I do actually have, like, there is romance in his story, and it's a pretty intense one, too.
And it's with an elf.
Yes.
But not like you think.
Yeah, I'm aware of the... Oh, is it a she-elf or a slua?
A slua.
Yeah.
That wasn't in my original backstory.
Yeah, he married her, too. Remember, he had a half-slua son.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was your backstory,
right.
I guess. No, I had a backstory in my book, and that was not it.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell me it ended tragically.
Nope. Not so far. I don't promise that won't be the case by the end of book 5. But as of book 3, no.
Alright.
I promise nothing. I'll kill everybody. Okay, sorry.
Well, I've got a decent charisma.
Yep. Yeah, you're not a half bad dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says that when you're done dancing. She says you're not half bad.
Thank you, my lady.
Don't milady me, she says. I'm a she-elf, she says. I'm common-born like you.
You're a lady to me.
She says, no, if I had to classify myself, I'd say I'm a tart, she says.
I agree with E-Song. No dancing rolls? What is this? Sets down reroll. People got rerolls to spend.
That is true. We do have a bunch of them still sitting in.
Okay, you can make a dancing roll then. Fine.
Okay.
Fine. Roll me your dancing.
17.
17 with your charisma bonus?
Yep.
Okay. No, perform dance. Is what it's under there, Dazzle Cat.
I could do an acrobatics check for dance if I wanted to.
That's what Scribe called me when we first met, since he saw a tart.
Reroll, please, reroll. E-Song didn't his reroll.
Okay. 18.
Barbarossa redeems posture check. And hydrate.
Thank you, Barbarossa. I'm sorry I just got caught up in the chat, and I'm sorry you had a crappy day.
Yeah, sorry to hear it, buddy.
I am glad you're...
Well, I would hydrate, but I don't have anything to hydrate with at the moment.
You had a big bottle of rum on your table when I was there.
Well, true. I could go grab my rum and take a swig.
Have you seen 157 hours?
What?
What was that, 157 hours?
Have you
I have
seen the
not.
movie 157 Hours?
No, I haven't seen the movie 157 Hours, no.
Man gets his arm caught next to a boulder in a canyon, and he's pinned in the wall.
Okay.
He finds a way to have a drink.
Yep, called her an uptight, goody two-shoes, Molly Mormon little tart.
It's a miracle we lasted 8 years. Yeah, no doubt. Oh, E-Song's just trying to torture Madrimlian and make him look ridiculous when he's trying to dance with this girl there, Bob.
Oh, so Bob redeemed a reroll.
Nice.
That's okay. I still have one from Barbarossa stored up, so...
Okay, so the raffle time limit has run out, just FYI.
Yep.
Here we go. Watch it get better. Not 20.
Not 20.
Really?
Yes.
He's smooth.
He's smooth.
It is true that in the future he's sort of a, James Bond super spy, so...
Yep.
Maybe we're starting to see signs of it finally. Right now, up to this point, he's been a clumsy geek. And
Okay. The last thing that was said was, I'm a tart.
Jeepers.
Another one?
Yes, Chris.
It was the beer.
Okay, I'm using my reroll now. I have some sparkles.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Actually,
And back
I'll
to nat
open
20.
that up then. 2? That's kind of cool.
Oh.
This could be fun. All right, here I'm checking out the rerolls now because now that that's been used.
Nice job, Twinkle Toes.
Yep. He dances like Fred Flintstone. Yeah, on his toes.
All right, one of the ones that Barbarossa gave you is used, right?
Yep.
Okay, so get rid of that one. We used Chris's, we used Bob's, and we used E-Songs. And you still got one loaded there, E-Song, just so you know, that you've not yet spent. Oh, wait, no, you did. That's right. You re-rolled for the... yeah, and Barbarossa's is gone too. Okay, so we still have one loaded from Barbarossa, one loaded for Siobhan, and 2 loaded for DM Stretch.
And Stretch isn't here, so...
Yep.
No, he went to bed.
He went to bed.
Because it is like late in the morning in where he is. Like 4.
Stupid o'clock.
It's like 4 in the morning.
Stupid o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, so they hang out and laugh and have a good time, I guess.
Sure, this girl comes to hang out with you guys afterwards.
Yeah, Barbarossa.
Barbarossa. He's making dates for you, Barbarossa.
Madrimley will buy her a drink.
Cool.
What's your pleasure?
What are you drinking? She says.
Strawberry brandy.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yep. It'll get her one.
I'm Marissa, she says.
Madrimlian. Well, Lila's Madrimlian, but Madrimlian.
Okay, she says. What does your mom call you?
Lilas. But my dad's name is also Lilas, so...
Your dad's name's also Madrimlian.
Yeah, but he goes by Lilas.
Really? I figured he'd go by Commander Madrimlian.
Yeah. That's enough scrub. No biting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What needs to be canon? Him bumping into a table and knocking ale into Big Bubba's lap? Okay, yeah, you guys have a good time. We'll move on.
Yep. Yep.
Alright. In the meantime, back at the palace on Cimarron, a servant comes into your guys' room. Alright, just knocks on the door into your main room and then enters. And says, "My ladies,
Hello.
your companions are here to see you. Should I show them into your rooms?"
Yes, thank you, she says.
Okay. Yeah, he heads out. A few minutes later, Ruavel and them are brought in there. Ruavel, Crowley, and Lurik. since they were done their shopping.
How was your shopping trip? She says.
Good.
Good. Check it out, she says.
Good. I think I found exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's good to know, Crowley. Check out our new digs, she says.
It's good to be a princess, I guess.
Rude.
I guess, she says. Look, though, this is cool, she says. She points to the bookshelf.
That is pretty cool.
It's all the series I'm reading, she says.
Oh, yeah.
The next several books, she says.
Your dad got them for you. That's cool.
It's really thoughtful, she says.
Hands a small bag of bonbons to Von Vin. And a bag of chocolates to
Oh,
Celine.
thank you, she says. Oh, that was thoughtful of you, she says.
Arian wanders out with a silk sheet wrapped around the lower half of him, grabs a pitcher of water and a couple glasses off the beer, and disappears back into the other room, kicking the door shut.
Water break, says Ravel.
Yep, she says. You might have to do some shifting. Gareth was out and then in.
Oh, Gareth's out and in now. Now somebody else is out. Who did we lose?
Rowan.
We lost Rowan now. No?
Nope. No, we haven't.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand what happened there. We had 2 accounts of Gareth for a
Maybe,
minute.
I guess. Okay.
Accidentally hit his airplane mode button.
Well, that's a pain in the
Did you
ass.
guys find everything you were looking for?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's good, she says. You should see the garden out there. It's really amazing.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's full of butterflies, she says.
Well, that's cool.
There's probably different species there, I think, says Fonvin.
It's amazing, she says.
Cool.
Lafather and, I forgot the shark's name.
Karnak.
Karnak are both out there.
Is it Karak or Karnak?
Yeah, Karak.
And
Karak.
Karak are out there probably getting into trouble, she says. I'm not discouraging them, though, she says. They've been cooped up and bored.
Yeah. That's why I never ever had a familiar, he says. Well, that and I don't cast spells, but...
What, Ruvel?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. I thought he did.
No, I changed him because I kept having him as a Megas, and that I did that because I was making him a sword singer originally, but then he'd be an asshole, so I changed him to a samurai.
Ah, okay. All right, I guess I'll take the spell effect out of his hand of his figurine then. Do
Yeah.
something else. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't have been a sword singer, or he'd have been a.
He'd have been a jerk because he wouldn't teach his kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, says Fonvin. I never really did the animal companion thing because I just sort of like everything, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lafather picked me, so.
yeah, it's a little different.
She's pretty patient, she says. But hey, she has places to fly around and chase mice right now, so why not let her do it, she says.
Right.
Check out the boys.
We apparently have a fully stocked farm over here.
She comes flying in the room and drops a mouse into Crowley's hands.
Apparently, she
Rose,
went
thank you
shopping
very
too.
much.
Yeah, it's still alive, so you can play with it a little too. Look, little living mouse. Flick, flick.
Touche.
And I'll
What's that?
let Yasmin know everyone's back when I get back in the room, just in
Yeah.
case she wants to go out and talk to them.
Sorry, you were cutting out there for a sec. What'd you say?
I let you know that everyone's back when I come back in the room, in case
Okay.
you want to go out and talk to them.
Nah.
That's about what I expected her to say.
Nah, she's busy.
That's right.
There's more important things in life than talking to Ruabel.
That's right. Yeah, brain. What was I doing? Yes, Celine goes over to the bar
Yeah.
and investigates it. So, because,
Yeah, it's a fully stocked bar. Lots of elven wines and...
apparently we have just about anything you might want. What would you like, she says, or would you like anything?
Watered strawberry wine would be nice at the moment. It'd be refreshing.
Looks around.
Yeah.
There we go.
So there's no pitcher of water.
Sure.
Oh, there's no water. We'll have to get some.
Right.
Because somebody stole it, she says, looking at the room door.
I'll go get it, says Vonvin. And she'll head out to the hall to find a servant, since there didn't seem to be a servant pole in here.
Did you catch any of that, dear?
No, I was reading the chat. What was that? Sorry.
She's asking, is there a servant pole, or does she
there's a
go
bell.
outside to fetch a servant?
There's a bell.
Okay.
Ring it?
She just rings the bell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a guy comes in there, runs in, basically. Milady, he says.
Would you be so kind, please, as to fetch us another pitcher of water?
Absolutely, he says, and runs off.
Thank you.
Wow, he's hopping too pretty quickly. I feel awkward. She says.
About 10 minutes later, your dad comes in with a pitcher of water and some glasses.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Dad.
I figured I would give... He names him. I'll come up with a name for him another time if he becomes important. Some less duties, he says. He says, I came to check up on you girls, see how you're doing.
Far so good.
We're good. About to have some watered strawberry wine.
He says, oh, excellent. He says,
Offers him a glass.
I'd love some.
Pours it.
He
How's your
and she
afternoon
pours
been
some for
going?
herself.
takes out a scroll case and pulls it open. It's about 3 inches across. Unrolls it, and you see a number of wands in there. He slides one out, sticks it in the glass, and half of it turns to ice. Does this to all your glasses and puts the wand away.
She's just kind of looking at this like capricious use of magic. Okay. Egregious use of magic, really? She doesn't say it though. Thank you, she says.
Now you guys have ice drinks.
Bondin just sort of starts to giggle.
You have a fully stacked bard.
Von Bin is giggling. And then she says, "It's too bad Arian didn't wait a few more minutes before he stole our pitcher of water. He could have had ice
That's true.
water."
Yep, she says. Sip.
Selnar says, "So I'm done for the day. What would you girls like to do?"
I'm not sure. What would you normally do if we were not here?
I'd probably go lose myself in a book somewhere. He says, but
Well, that's hardly a social task, is
exactly. He says, so, well,
Depends,
perhaps we'll
what
wait
are you
for,
reading currently?
what am I reading currently?
Yeah.
A treatise written by a goblin crime boss. He says, name of Kartal.
Interesting, she says.
He says, known as the Book of the
Do
Law.
the others look?
What's
Do
that?
the others look like it sounds interesting to them too? Does
Yeah.
it look interesting to the others as well?
Yeah.
Well, you could read it out loud to us.
If you want, it's pretty dry. He says it details the laws that the goblins follow.
I think that's
Okay, that is
interesting.
really interesting.
Okay.
Know when information can be handy.
That is true. That's why I'm reading it.
Are we going until 9 o'clock today?
No, I think I might be calling it a little early today. I don't want to get started on you guys heading out yet. Right? Like, that's where I'm going to call it, is when you guys head out. Right?
Well, why don't we leave it here then?
Yeah, okay.
And this will give people an opportunity to, you know.
Right.
Celine's kind of hoping to get laid herself before we head back out, so.
Yes.
Just plans, okay? So let's draw the raffle.
Drawing the waffle. Waffle, waffle,
First, I'll
waffle.
have to reload the page at least twice. Okay, tonight. Alright, and the winner is... Nope, the winner is nothing, and I have to reload the page, like I figured. Stupid thing.
Yep. Waffle.
Welcome to real life in Twitch, huh?
Yep, pretty much.
Eli.
Congratulations, Eli. Whether or not you want the erotica romance called Eye of the Storm, or if you want the action drama called Homefront. I like the face. Yep. Yeah, I assume you're 18 and over, because, yeah, I'm not kidding.
It's erotica, but it's good erotica. Well written erotica.
I don't know, says Eli. We don't have to decide right this second. You know how to contact
Homefront?
me. Okay, Homefront. All right, fair enough. You can contact me on Discord if you know. Yeah, but
Eye of the Storm is a good one, just saying, but all Sable's work is good.
thanks, you song. How do we? I don't know.
She's read it.
Probably. Yeah, right. You did, didn't you? Okay, well, cool. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I will send that to you over Discord. Then it will be a PDF of that.
Sure thing, I'll do that, she says.
Right. Okay. All right, that's great. And yeah, congratulations. That's great. Yay. Yeah, I'm sorry Yeah, I'm sorry to bail a bit early, guys, but I'm starving. I've got to get some food. So.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to find my Coca-Cola.
Oh, jeez.
I bet you she ate the whole damn thing.
Yep,
Bottle and all.
Wouldn't be surprised one bit. To be fair, Blue, when he was a puppy, used to literally chew up rocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Next time you should have character images from
Yeah.
Hero Forge to look at. They're almost done as it is.
Yeah, and next time it will say Master Aryan Mithrasis.
As I will get my shit together and fix it.
Yeah.
Nobody reminded me, though, so.
I thought I was going to do it.
Credits.
Rolling, and credits are rolling.
And we'll double check and see who's on after us here. So we know who to raid.
Who have I got? Travis.
I saw a thing saying that Coffee wasn't sure she'd make it back in time to stream tonight because she was at immigration.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember they ran into problems with Coffee Ginger's paper, or
Coffee Mate Gingers.
Ginger's
No,
paper.
I wasn't aware of that one.
Yeah, so I guess it will be Travis we will be raiding.
Okay.
Put that up, or do you want me?
I'll do that as your
All right, good night,
reading
guys.
credit.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Aaron Reed, based on the Toy Soldiers Saga universe, created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by Google Meet. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, Incarnate, and World Spinner, with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldiers Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution license. The Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison. All rights reserved. Good night, everybody. We will see you over at Travis's stream, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bob. And
Bob, I wanted to talk to you sometime a bit about setting up a server on Foundry. You said you could do that.
answer here, and when you get over to Travis, don't forget to say prepare to be boarded, because we are the Sables Privateers. Aaron will see you on Tuesday with Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. GMT.
Okay.
Everybody. Are we off air? Okay. Yeah, in part we